before we get into it, we gotta talk about our hero, guys. That is a pun, too. Our hero, guys. Our hero, the sandwich destroyer, the man with the salami heard around the world. Grand jury declines to indict man who threw a sandwich at a federal officer in D.C. Folks, we are winning! We are winning! Also, that is the most idiocracy fucking headline I have ever heard in my goddamn life. Like, can you imagine being on the fucking grand jury? Can you, it's a real fucking job. Being on, like, a grand jury is supposed to be something important. And you're, like, sitting there listening to some dipshit tell you about how a drunk ex-Air Force guy threw a sandwich and hit an ICE officer, and you're not supposed to laugh. Just so you know, they only need something like 12 or 13 of the 26 people on a grand jury to indict a person. In fact, it's been said before that you could indict a ham sandwich. Not true. Not true. Thank God there is still some fucking sanity in this world, guys. Oh, man. There it is. You could get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich, the saying goes. But in Washington, a federal grand jury just declined to indict a man for throwing a salami sub. Confirmed, guys. Confirmed salami sub. A federal grand jury did not return an indictment against a former Justice Department employee who was seen on camera throwing a hoagie at the chest of one of the federal officers President Donald Trump is deployed in the nation's capital, according to two people familiar with that matter. This just reads like idiocracy. Who would have thought? Like, you guys can say, you know what? You guys can say as much as you want that you knew this shit was going to happen. All right? And I'll fucking give it to you. I will 100% give it to you that you guys were closer than I was to how bad this shit was going to be. I was out here fucking sane washing. Hey, the first term was bad, but we'll get through it. 7 months in, I think you guys might be right. This shit might be over. But I don't give a shit. There's no fucking way that you guys believed. There's no way. No way you guys believed that we would be here reading about a potential indictment of a man hitting a federal officer with a sandwich. You're not going to convince me that you knew this shit was going to happen. No way. This is beyond anybody's imagination. The federal grand jury's decision not to indict Sean Dunn is another sign of pushback from Washington, D.C. residents over Trump's deployment of the National Guard and other federal law enforcement agencies in the city, who have put a particular focus on immigration enforcement. Now, I have pushback for that statement. I don't think that they're pushing back on Trump over his deployment of the National Guard. I think they're pushing back on ignorance. I think they're just straight up fucking saying, hey, like, throwing a sandwich at a person is not a crime. I mean, look, if, like, I don't know, a fucking, like, a loose onion somehow got into the dude's eye and caused, like, a scratched retina, that's the only way that I can think of. Like, maybe some, like, hot sauce. I don't know, they put hot sauces on sandwiches. Like, sprayed up in dude's eyeball, and maybe he had, like, some McDonald's hot coffee burns. Like I said, the only way that I could think of this, and this was a salami sandwich, the only way I could think of this actually being a crime is if that was a hot and fresh meatball sub, and that red sauce was still steaming hot. Maybe it squirted out the end of the package because it wasn't wrapped well. Or maybe it squirted out the end of the package because that man had one hell of an arm. Okay? And if that red sauce had sprayed into that ICE officer's his eye, and it was scalding hot, and perhaps he was injured, I think they might have gotten an indictment. But unfortunately, salami sandwich just wasn't enough. So my point is, I don't think they're pushing back on the deployment of the National Guard. I think they're pushing back on ignorance, and thank God somebody is. The incident took place on August 10th at the corner of 14th and U Streets, which is now a memorial. There should be a statue of this motherfucker right there on the corner of 14th and U Streets, guys. In the heart of the U Street corridor, a neighborhood that played a historic role in the civil rights era and is now a nightlife spot. That's poetic. Poetic, guys. Fuck you, you fucking fascists. Why are you here? I don't want you in my city. Dunn 37 yelled at officers in the video. Oh, fuck, this guy's amazing. After apparently throwing the hoagie in front of a subway location, Dunn ran. Officers chased him, and he was arrested on the scene and later processed and released. Once again, let's just be factual. First of all, Mr. Dunn did not run. Mr. Dunn jogged away. Those motherfuckers were running full speed, and Mr. Dunn was jogging it out, and they could not catch his ass. They did not arrest him on the scene. I've seen the video. They had to catch his ass like blocks away because those fat fucking out of shape ICE officers like fake ass Superman Dean fucking Cain can't run. Can't chase this dude down because he jogged it out. A drunk dude that just hit a dude with a hoagie jogged it out and he fucking outran him. I'm just here for the facts, guys. Just here for the facts. Dunn was then charged in federal court with felony assault on law enforcement, and the White House posted a highly stylized social media video on his arrest on those charges. He was then once again ordered released. These poor judges, man. Oh, these poor judges. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced that Dunn had been fired from the Justice Department, which is just so much more amazing that he worked for the Justice. That was true justice. Where he worked as a paralegal. The video of Dunn's encounter with police went viral and became a symbol of resistance in the city. The Washington magazine described the man as DC's hero, pointing out the Banksy-inspired illustrations that have popped up around the city showing a man throwing a sub sandwich. It's not the first time federal prosecutors have had trouble getting a Washington-based grand jury to indict a local resident who opposed the new law enforcement presence in D.C. Federal prosecutors previously failed to obtain an indictment of a woman who was arrested for allegedly assaulting an FBI special agent at an immigration-related protest. And we're going to read about that in a second. Oh, thank you for the $10. $10! Mama Brooke. Thank you. Thank you, Mama Brooke. I didn't have sandwich-throwing man, big balls, and the cast of Idiocracy on my 2020. Thank you for being honest, Mama Brooke. Okay, because a lot of these fucking subs, a lot of these subscribers, a lot of my fucking Angry Ginger Army, they like to flex on me. They like to flex. They like to be like, yeah, see, you didn't think this was going to happen. You didn't know how stupid this was going to get. Thank you for being honest, you know. Because I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I understand I'm wrong. I get that. All right? Wrong a lot. I'm a ginger. I don't know how that relates, but I'm sure you guys can relate that. But let's just be honest. Nobody knew this shit was going to be this stupid. You guys can't tell me you knew this was going to be this stupid. The federal charges against Dunn were initially filed by criminal complaint, but prosecutors are required to secure an indictment from a grand jury made up of Washington residents within 30 days under the Speedy Trial Act, which will probably just be nixed within the next few days. A federal law. Dunn is due to make a preliminary appearance in federal court on September 4th. It is unclear whether prosecutors will once again try to get another grand jury to indict Dunn before his next court appearance. If they fail to secure an indictment, they would have to reduce the charge to a misdemeanor offense, which could still expose Dunn up to a year behind bars. It's amazing, guys. It's amazing. It's absolutely fucking hilarious that we are in a place where Trump supporters have to defend this type of dipshittery. Trump supporters now have to defend Donald Trump not releasing the Epstein files. They have to defend Donald Trump defeating free speech by putting a fucking criminality on burning a flag, that something that for fucking years conservative people would go, look, man, I'm so free speech. I don't like that you burn the flag, but my pappy fought and died in wars to protect your right to do that. And that's why I deserve to get to say the N-word. And now they have to fucking defend a guy that is putting people on trial for felony charges for hitting a dude with a fucking sandwich. Check on your MAGA relatives. They're not okay, guys. They're not okay. I told you I cruised the internet last night looking for fucking conservatives just to see how conservatives are doing. I was like I said, I know how MAGA's doing. MAGA's like, 54% of Republicans that were polled said that if it was proven that Trump was a pedo, that they would still support him. So we all know what MAGA's doing right now. MAGA's like, I wish I was one of them kids. That's what they say. Okay, but I wanted to see how the conservatives were feeling, and they aren't doing well. These are people that were very paranoid in the first fucking place, all right? Like, they were paranoid that Obama was going to put military troops in all the states and stay for a third term, and now they're looking around and they're like, hold on. Why is there soldiers on the streets in Tennessee, brother? It's very hard for them right now. It's very hard for them right now. So check on your MAGA. Check on your MAGA family members, guys. It's tough out there right now for Republicans. It's a difficult time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.